Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing great and studying well at home. I'm back with another very interesting and important topic to discuss circulatory system in human beings or transportation in human beings. Under this heading, we are going to have a short introduction. Then we are going to know about the parts of the circulatory system and lastly the circuit of circulation in the body. But before that, don't forget to like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel Biology with Ankita Basu. Press the bell icon for all the latest updates. Now, human beings, like any other multicellular organisms, need a regular supply of food, oxygen for their sustenance. This function is performed by a circulatory system or transport system. The circulatory system is made up of blood vessels that carry blood away from and towards the heart. The circulatory system carries oxygen, nutrients and hormones to cells and remove waste products like carbon dioxide. The circulatory system in human beings is composed of a pumping organ, the heart, blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries, blood and lymph. Blood plays the role of the carrier. What are the parts of the circulatory system? First comes the heart. The heart is a muscular organ formed of cardiac muscles. Heart is as small as to fit in an adult palm. The heart is pumping organ that pumps the blood. The human heart is four-chambered: right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium and left ventricle. The human heart is completely four-chambered heart. Contraction of the cardiac muscle is called systole, forcing out the blood from the heart. Relaxation of cardiac muscle is called diastole, letting in the blood. Next comes the arteries. Arteries are the thick-walled blood vessels that carry oxygenated blood from the heart to different organs. Arteries carries blood away from the heart. Exception being the pulmonary artery that carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to lungs where the oxygenation of blood takes place. Next comes the veins. These are thin-walled vessels which carry deoxygenated blood from different organs to the heart. Veins carry blood through the heart towards the heart. Exception being the pulmonary vein that carries oxygenated blood from lungs to the heart. Valves are present in veins to prevent backflow of blood. Next comes the capillaries. Capillaries are the smallest and most numerous of the blood vessels which form the connection between the arterioles and the venules. The primary function of the capillaries is the exchange of materials between the blood and the tissue cells. Capillaries are the thinnest blood vessels in the body. Capillary walls are selectively permeable, allowing some but not all the substances through it. Capillaries are so thin that barely a single RBC can fit through them. Next comes the blood. Blood is a liquid connective tissue which plays the role of the carrier for various substances in the body. It is composed of the blood plasma. Blood plasma is a pale colored liquid which is mostly composed of water. Blood plasma forms the matrix of blood. Then comes the blood cells. Two types of blood cells are present: red blood cells and white blood cells, RBCs and WBCs. Platelets. Platelets are responsible for blood coagulation. Blood coagulation is a defense mechanism which prevents excess loss of blood in case of an injury. Blood cells. There are two types of blood cells. First is the red blood corpuscles or the red blood cells or RBCs. These are of red color because of the presence of hemoglobin, which is an iron containing pigment. Hemoglobin readily combines with oxygen and carbon dioxide. The transport of oxygen and little bit of carbon dioxide takes place through hemoglobin. RBCs are flexible and oval biconcave disc-like cells. They lack cell nucleus, hence they got such shape. It also lacks most of the cell organelles in order to accommodate the maximum space for hemoglobin. They are viewed as the sacs of hemoglobin. They develop in the bone marrow. The white blood corpuscles or the white blood cells or the WBCs. These are also known as leukocytes. These are the cells of the immune system that are involved in protecting the body against both infectious diseases and foreign invaders. They can be divided broadly into granulated and non-granulated WBCs, which can further be divided into 5 main types. Monocytes. Monocytes are having kidney-shaped nucleus. They are non-granulated and they forms 5.3% of the total WBC population of the human body. Eosinophil. Eosinophils are bilobed nucleated granular WBCs which form 4.4% of the total WBC population. It has large blue granules. Then comes the basophils. Basophils are again granulated, bilobed or trilobed nucleated WBCs. Their granules are pink or orange in color. They form 2.3% of the total WBC population. Neutrophils. Neutrophils are the largest population of WBCs present in the human body. They form 62% of the total WBC population in a human body. They are multi-lobed, nucleated and are having granules. Their granules are faintly pink in color. Lymphocytes. They form 30% of the total WBC population in the human body. They are deeply staining eccentric nucleated cells. They are non-granulated WBCs. Then comes the lymph. Lymph is similar to blood, but RBCs are absent. Lymph is formed from the fluid which leaks from blood capillaries and goes to the intercellular space in the tissues. This fluid is collected through the lymph vessels and finally returned to the blood capillaries. Lymph is also important for its role in the immune system. Lymph is a yellowish fluid that escapes from the blood capillaries into the intercellular spaces that contain less proteins than blood. Lymph flows from the tissues to the heart, assisting in transportation and destroying germs. The double circulation in human body. In the human heart, blood passes through the heart twice in a single cardiac cycle. A single cardiac cycle made up of both systole and diastole. This type of circulation is called double circulation. One complete heartbeat in which all the chambers of the heart contracts and relax once is called cardiac cycle. The heart beats 72 times per minute in a normal adult. In a cardiac cycle, the heart pumps about 70 milliliter blood and thus about 4,900 milliliter blood in a minute. Double circulation ensures complete segregation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, which is necessary for optimum energy production in warm-blooded animals. The right pump sends deoxygenated blood to the heart, where it becomes oxygenated and returns back to the heart. The left pump sends the newly oxygenated blood around the body. By the time this blood returns to the heart, it had returned to a deoxygenated state. Next comes the circulation in the heart. Blood comes into the right atrium from the body, moves into the right ventricle and is pushed into the pulmonary arteries in the lungs. After picking up the oxygen, the blood travels back to the heart through the pulmonary vein into the left atrium to the left ventricle and out to the body tissues through the aorta. That's all for today. Thank you all. Please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel Biology with Ankita Basu. Press the bell icon for all the latest updates.